Howdy, folks. Good morning. Let's see here. What's turned off? Everything? Yeah? Okay. No, microphone's working. Awesome. Very good. Hope y'all doing okay today. Oh, yeah, it's Saturday. Yeah, it's right, Saturday morning. 8:30 in the morning, Atlantic time. Um, Hope y'all okay. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary, finally, everybody else out in the audience, welcome. Going to be doing a couple of things a little different today. Going to be doing some software development. Hang on, why is the screen not the screen? Display capture. Why for you not display capturing? Device not connected. It's right there, dude. Which one's that's the Asus monitor? There we go. Weird. Okay, it thought my monitor was not plugged in. And here it is in front of me. So it's going to be one of those streams. Yeah. Anywho, so as you can see, I'm going to be working on dir2draft today. But the other thing I'm going to be doing is, because I'm sort of at that stage in Factorio, is I'm actually going to be also idle gaming Factorio in the background, because why wouldn't you, right? So we'll put some music on. I'm going to get the game humming here in the background, and I'm just going to flip back and forth every few minutes. Because why wouldn't you? Alright. Alright, I need a timery thingy here, just to don't forget. Yeah. Timer. So yeah, every 5-6 minutes I'll flip back and forth, and we'll do a bit one, do a bit the other, and, back and forth. That's a little loud, thanks. Don't need you. There we are. Okay. So, yeah, so we're going to do a quick tour of the map and then get back to the program. Alright, let's, get playing. There we go. Oh, and music, because I like my music. And Monster Cat's not being a brat today, although it keeps forgetting my music selections, which is really annoying, honestly. You know. Yeah, we'll throw some ambient in the background, because why not? And there we go. And that should be okay for volume. If it's too loud, let me know. Right. There, that ought to help. Let's move my mic a bit so I'm a little so that I'm a little closer to the mic. There we are. That's better. Yeah. Okay. So, quick tour of progress for those of you who are following along at home. So now up to 4 industrial blocks, leaving space for rail, right? I've got a ridiculous amount of stuff in inventory, like 8,000 of the green science packs, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not completely reestablishing the original factory because I don't need to. Still working on these 2 resource patches here locally. Doing steel production here. Because Rail World and I love trains, I've really focusing on integrating the railway system as part of the base. These 2 drop-offs here are identical. The way they're set up is that this one here checks for copper, this one here checks for iron plate levels between these two places, and then sets these up depending on what it needs to grab, and this stop is literally a mirror of the other stop, right? So this one, and they're both limited by one to one train only. So if this one's got somebody here, the next train will pull in over here. I've got 3 of these trains running right now, trying to keep up with the base's requirements. And have redone part of the railway using my new setup. And then, so yeah, I've got more expansion to do, but I've just unlocked a new technology for the robo-hubs, so with the roboports, so I need to start upgrading my ports. I'm up to, what's this, 12 turbines over here. And at night, like right now, a lot of my load is carried by solar. These are 1 megawatt fields. So a lot of my load is carried by solar, but at night, all of these turbines are running flat out right now, so I'll probably... I haven't yet seen a circumstance where both reactors are running to try and keep up with demand, but yeah. It's pretty common now that at least one of them is running to keep steam levels up. We're doing uranium enrichment now, so this is running automatically. I've stopped importing the U-235, I think it is. I can never remember which one's with which. Yeah. Okay. So it's U2. It's 238 is the non-fissile material. So I should remember that. The lower the number, the more fissile. So yeah, So, and there you go, you can see it's running up a batch now. So I've stopped importing U-238 for processing because I don't need it well, I stopped importing uranium ore right now. My bins are full, right? I don't need more. I've got 10,000 in stock. So right now I'm focusing on converting upwards. And that is going to be prelude to a nuclear weapons program because, yeah, just efficiency. A nuke, problem solved. Because neighbors, right? I mean, this is just going to turn into a mess. So it's just going to be quicker to be able to drop nukes on things. You know, 1 nuclear artillery shell, problem solved. So that's ultimately where I'm going, is nuclear artillery. Oops. Right. So, yeah, down here, not much has changed. It's pretty much the same layout that you've seen in previous videos. Slight reorganization over here to speed up ore processing. I'm still not keeping up with demand for plate. Copper, I'm doing okay. It's feeding fairly quickly. But, yeah, I need to, I'm not sure what's going on here, but yeah, so yeah, I'm loading 1,000, I'm loading 1,200 pieces of copper plate pretty quickly over here, and generally I'm staying ahead of demand, but it tends to get stuck over here. Not sure exactly why, but I don't know if it takes longer to process, iron plate than copper, but this facility seems to be struggling to keep up with demand, so this is probably going to get expanded. So there you go. That's a current run-through of the base as it stands. Right now, the biggest thing I need to do is just let some time go by to get my queue caught up so I can decide on the next things I want to do. Probably that needs to get added in. So there we are. I'm avoiding military technology for now because, bluntly, I'm not fighting anything, so I'm just heading roughly in the direction of nuclear artillery, and that'll be the next thing. I'm trying to decide if I want to get into ballistic missiles or not. But yeah. I probably should, but again, at the point I develop nuclear weapons, it doesn't matter, right? And yeah, just like I say, I'm just going to go and I'm not even going to be bothering man portable nukes or player portable nukes. I'm just going to go straight to nuclear artillery and be done with it. If it's in range of artillery, I just drop a nuke on it. Problem solved. So that's where we are with Factorio. Let's get back to programming. So let's talk about state of the code. So, been doing some work offline just because I needed to make progress on this. I just wasn't in the mood to do this online. Coding for me is already somewhat stressful. Well, stressful is wrong. It's mentally challenging, and so being online while I'm doing that is just more of that. So, trying not to be doing that when I'm feeling burnt out after work. I'm enjoying work. It's going well. But I'm working noon to 8 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday. So by the time, I'm getting up early enough in the morning to try and get stuff done around here that I really don't have time to stream. And then in the evenings, I've got a couple hours. By the time I get home, have supper, I got a couple hours before I have to hit the sack. So just not enough time to, I just don't want to get into it with an audience, for lack of a better way of putting it. So we are... see here, where's my... there we are. So TDD is TDDing. So I have it set up now that we are reading the directory structure of... so let me just show you here. Yeah, there we are. So it's looking in the content folder, right? One sec. I feel like I'm having to yell over the phone, over my, there we go. So yeah, so it's reading the directory structure, right? Everything under content. And then from that, sorting, and creating, chapter headings, part headings, chapter headings, and then the scenes based on file folders. And it is also using it's using the sort criteria here, so that everything's outputting in proper order, and that's largely working. I'm actually pretty pleased with it. So, if we look at our TDD, you can see that part is being loaded properly, chapters being loaded properly, and then we run through our scenes, and then what does not happen is that we properly load part and chapter again as we change. Well, when we change chapter, it doesn't recognize that. So that's the next thing I need to do, right? That it detects a chapter change and loads that. So what we should be seeing down here... that's fine. Repeat. So... I need to... okay, so this test is just broken. It's just to do some... yeah, so this one here, should be chapter 1, right? And then what we should be seeing after that is chapter 2, and that's the piece that's not working currently. So let's work on that, and then chapter 2 is Deja Voodoo. These are titles, but these are this is actual content for my upcoming novel, by the way, which is why I need to get this done. I want to get this novel released. So I could do, you know, I could compile it by hand, I just don't want to. And because I'm going to be using Obsidian going forward, this is going to be an ongoing requirement, so I would just rather get it done and have a good tool and make it available to anyone else who wants to use it, right? Okay. All right. Right, so this is our problem. Oh yeah, this is wrong here. Chapter list first. Oh, this one's not working. Oh ho, do you see? Okay, this is broke. Alright. So what I need to do now is some deconflicting, right? So this is a classic example of red, you know, red-green refactor. So I need to change how I'm doing things here. So my code here is too specific is the problem. So I think what we need to do is do an exist test. If the directory entry contains MD, I know it's, I mean, that's obvious. It's a scene that, you know. So let's rewrite some of this, I think is the right answer. Excuse the pun. Oh, what's going on there? Did I not? I didn't save my goof. There we are. That's better, hey? All right. So I think what I want to do is, I don't care. This is the wrong test. So we're going to test to see if we have, okay. And then, so what I need to do here is book add content. Is move this entire blob, because right now I'm doing a lot of processing in my test. I don't want to do that, right? So we're going to move this into its own function. So I'm just going to say book dot add content. And then I will pass in my directory entry. Right? And that should be all I need to do. And we're just going to remark out this whole blob. Okay, so we have book add. Now, obviously enough, we're going to have to go, you know, add that trait to book. So how would that work? So, add content, right? And obviously enough, we're going to have to pass a mutable self in. And yeah, we'll return, oh, I think, yeah, it winds up being this, I guess. Right? And then, oops. Because what's ultimately what we want to do, right, is return, is give us back. And then we're going to want to add our content path as well. Oh, sorry, our directory entry, right? Okay, I need to change that. It's just a little too intrusive. We'll go every 11 minutes with the topic change. Well, hang on a sec. Something's bugging me here. Oh! Likely harasser. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Someone said hi, but got bopped, but got bopped by the software. That's weird. Well, I'm going to presume that Twitch's defensive systems actually know what they're talking about, and whoever Ilton is going to stay that way. Just want to check something here. Sub-only chat is okay, and that's turn. Okay, that's fine. And then by definition of them having actually been able to post, it was okay. Just making sure that everything's all right. Thanks for hanging out, folks, by the way. Appreciate you. Right, let's get back to what it was I was doing before I got distracted. I just wanted to make sure that people could actually post in the channel, which is what I was checking on. So now I need to grab this and actually implement it. So this is book. Okay, here we are. Put it here. All right, and then there. Okay, so we're going to return self, right? Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay, I see. I forgot to actually copy the thing because I got distracted because that's how I am. Copy this into this. Right? Like that, and then grab the, well, just, yeah, and then update this definition over here. Okay. All right, so now we have, now we can start actually shipping some of the content we have. I'm just going to actually grab this whole blob and move it into the other bit. This is sort of the first time I've done this kind of style of development using, well, that's not true. I have been doing TDD before. This is the first time I've really gone in the way that I've seen Dave Farley over on the Continuous Delivery YouTube channel doing it, or discussing it. So literally just using what it is I do to make a working pass inspire the creation of the code itself. Meaning that you only create the minimum code required to pass the test, right? Okay. So the first thing I need to do is, it really comes down to 3 questions. Am I dealing with a new part, a new chapter, or just content? Well, if it's just content, that's easy. If the directory entry contains, you know, then it's obvious. It's got to be a file, right? And we can't get to a file without having gone through other content first. So we're going to do this bit. Right. Now, Ah, okay, now I get complicated. Because what I had done, right, is I've got a bunch of fluffy stuff up here. Alright, so this needs to move. So I'm going to need to also pass app in. Yeah, I'll just pass app in as well. So I'm going to need to do that. Where's my trait? Here we are. So this is actually going to get replaced with app. My app. And this is being replaced with app. And then we've got our directory entry, right? And then from there, so then I want to glom this out of here. And this goes into here. And I'm just going to simplify this. I'm just going to call it path elm, just for simplicity. Right, okay. And then we've got our directory entry, which is going to come into here. We're going to check if it has them. Okay. So the first, okay, so then, yeah, so the first thing we need to know is where the hell are we? Right. Now, the odds of us wanting, because of the fact we're doing a sequential read, we're always going to be at the end of the book when we're adding new content, right? Because of the fact we're descending through a directory structure, we're always going to be reading in sequence. So, he said. All right. Right. So we have, book dot part list. Oops. Dot last. Actually, it should be length. All I need to know is what the length is, right? -1 is our part index. That is the most likely place we are adding content, right? And then we can say the same thing about our chapter index. It's going to be that should be where we are, right? Last part of the book, the last chapter of the book is where we're going to add content. Okay. All right. Um. So, and then, you know, we're going to return when we're done. Because why wouldn't we? Right? And just bop out. So that's the first thing, is we're going to just do this. So now, we're going to need a new scene, sure. And it's actually just going to be all this content down here, right? Okay, so I don't need this. We're not going to use that. Right? We're going to need this for sure. Let's grab that. Okay, one sec. Alright, so we're going to grab this up to here. Okay, we've got... Okay, no, we don't need this. We've done that up here already. Yeah, we're operating on a simple logical premise. It may be wrong, but that is the premise we're going to operate on. We don't need that that either. And then we'll need that. Right. Alright. And then we'll need this bit. And there we go. So that adds the content we want. And we'll pop a little message saying, hey, we just added a scene. Cool. Right? Now, this is, of course, still going to fail. And I'll fix that in a minute. But we're going to go check on Factorio. So how are we doing here? 89%. Are we stalled on anything? Yeah, we are. What are we short of? Blue. Okay. We have a different problem now. We were having trouble keeping up with the with the demand for the I think it's logistics ones is purple. Yeah, that's production. So now we're okay. So we were having problems with production. Now we're having problems with chemical, and we have items that we can't manufacture in sufficient quantity. And why is that? Huh. Well, that's odd. Oh, I can see what's going on here. Yeah, alright. Let me... Okay, I'm being a dope is the problem. So let me do something here. Here we go, right? There. So now I'm going to get the full count on everything, and we can stop... Yeah. Alright. This is just different software design, by the way. For those of you who are wondering why I'm playing a video game while programming, this is just a different kind of systems design. There we go. So now I'm going to see everything in both places. Alright. So why am I starving? I have plenty of materials. What's the hang-up? Okay, where am I producing the blue stuff? Up there. Okay, well, let's go up and, like, have a look. What are we short of? We have engines, yep. We have sulfur, yep. Okay, how many of those do we need? 3. Okay. The obvious problem is that, well, no, because we have plenty. There's 10 there. What's the hang-up? You want 11. What's the hang-up? Well, there's an easy way to solve this problem. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do that. Right. I suspect it's just we're not having enough, we don't have enough, we're not able to keep enough, of the tier 2, circuit boards in inventory. What's the problem here? It should be trying to keep 16 of these in inventory at all times. Why isn't it doing that? So it needs off. Let's do something here real quick. So at most, there's 2 engines in there. There's 11 engines. Oh, that's the problem. There's only... Okay. It's that I'm short of material. Okay. I need to be exporting engines is the problem. Got it. Okay. I had misread that screen. The problem... Okay. Now, I think I'm making engines over here. Yeah, I am. So we're going to put an export bucket in over here. Oop, wrong one. And we're going to say C. Oops, no, C1. There we go. And then we're going to move batches of 4 engines at a go, because I need... Alright. And then I need to plug that in. And I say here that I would like to keep at least 8 in inventory. Okay. So it's going to shuffle some stuff around, and in a moment, a drone's going to pop over and grab those. And there we go. And so, yeah, in a moment, this is going to wake up and start building those. So, 2 pieces of pipe, 1. Okay, so short on steel, but okay. So once steel starts moving through the system again, we'll be okay. Ah, alright. And yeah, I have a dummy switch over here, which I need to unplug. No? Where'd those come from? Oh, okay, it's just dragging them from around the system from places they weren't being used earlier. Okay. And yeah, we're out of steel. Okay. Well, that's a problem solved. The only other thing I want to look at is why we are making steel. Okay, alright. So what's the hang up? We have fuel. Why aren't we going to go get steel? Steel is less than that number. We should be doing steely stuff. I'm not sure what's up. Okay, well, I mean, this is all plugged in together. It ought to be going to go get steel. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to grab that steel from there. And just dump the whole bucket in here to wake this up. Because I have had this problem with Factorio before with this mod, is that sometimes it just doesn't pay attention to the fact that there are resources available. Right. So that has done the right thing. There we go. All right, let's get back to programming. Hey, Wagafa. No, I'm actually just I just do a couple of minutes of messing with, I'm actually idle gaming Factorio. Just fix something, let it run for 10 minutes while I work on code. Because I've noticed a significant overlap between the people who will drop in to watch me program and the people who drop in to watch me play Factorio. So I'm primarily doing Rust, but with 5 minute break, with 3 or 4 minute breaks, flipping over to Factorio while it runs in the background. All right. That's the first thing. All right, let's get back to this. So now, the next thing I want to do is then, oops, no, stop that. Here. So this is the right idea, but my test is wrong. So I'm going to unblock this. Right. Bop. And we're just going to zap that out here. Right. I'll let Rust format clean that up later. So now what I'm going to do is this needs to get fixed. So we know already, you know, by virtue of the fact that we've gotten past this point, we don't have a scene to add. So the next question is whether or not we have a chapter or a part. And the easiest way to determine that is, do I have this name as a part already? So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to say, if book part exists, and then we're going to pass that our path element and our directory entry. Right? So, now, this doesn't exist in book. We'll have to go add it. And that's gonna be a Boolean test. That's dirt easy, right? Yeah, okay, so it's part of book. Yep. All right. Just like that. Okay, this is kind of funny, actually. So this gets tacked on down here. All right. And so the first thing we're going to do is ask the obvious question, is that if I take my book... Oh, we have to pass self. Yeah. Have to pass self. Right. So then what we're going to say is book.partlist, and then we're just, and this is just going to be a search, right? And I know I've done this already. And I think it is contains. Pretty sure I've written this already, so I'm just skimming back to see if I can easy find it. Oh, here we are. Yeah, I mean that's basically it there. So I'm just gonna drop this in up here. Right. Book part list, and we're just iterate over it, and we just, yeah, look for the unsorted title. Piece of cake. Okay, that's all right. I'm puzzled why I thought the initial concept was self here, but because I'm pretty sure it should be book, but then maybe I'm thinking too Ruby there. I don't know. Well, we'll find out in a minute. It'll tell me if I've got it wrong. Right? So that's it. We either... And unsorted title winds up just being the directory entry. And I don't actually need the path element, so that actually simplifies everything. Yeah, I had that, yeah. I don't actually have to look to see if if it's on disk, I just need to see if I have it in my index, so I don't know why I thought I needed that. But okay, easy to fix. There we go. So, what this is going to do, obviously, is it's just going to return a true-false. If I already have this as a part, then what I'm looking at's a part. Right? So there's two conditions I need to worry about. Because of the fact I'm doing a sequential tumble, if I find it as a part, then it has to be a chapter. Because I've already thrown out the condition under which it's a file, right? So we just add it. So this is actually chapter new, not... So we're just gonna... Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna rearrange my code here a bit, because the only way we get to this code is if it's essentially if it has to be a part. That's the only way this happens, right? So we'll just do this. I'm trying to get into Nevernest code. It's a different way of thinking, and it's much more function heavy, but I think it's just a better way of doing things. more functions is reader is more easy to read code from my perspective. So if the part exists, oh, and I need this should okay. I moved that. Then it has to be a chapter, so then we do chapter things. And we're going to put this at the bottom. What the hell was I doing there? We don't need to do that because this is okay. We're going to be. This is going to be not called. It's going to be called as part of external loop. I do not have to update my pointers as part of the process. It will just update every time it runs, which is a better way to do it. And then that leaves. Okay, so then all of this garbage can come out of here. Oop. And then part new, because, yeah. And then this is a return here. And we don't need to update the index. Okay. That's much tidier code. There we are. No. There. Things easier for me to read. Okay. All right. All right. So now, let's go find out what it doesn't like. Because, you know I've made mistakes. That's just how I roll. All right, what did we do? Okay. All right, we will fix mistakes after a brief foray back into Factorio. All right. So something ain't working right. Because I'm out of steel again. What's going on? Well, I mean, let's do the obvious. There we go. Do things. Right, because this ought to be working. We are plugged into the network. Disabled by script. You know, it's not that it can't get there by virtue of the fact that the oil truck just did. I mean, that seems pretty obviously yes. If I pull that off, does it work? Nope. So that's not the problem. And you don't have steel either. The one I... Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. We're just not staying ahead of steel demand is the problem. Okay, so working as intended, but not as desired. Common problem with me. Alright, I'll just need to spin up another steel manufactory. Okay, well that's an easy problem to solve. Alright, where's a good place to do this? You'll get there, Agafa. It's a complex game. Like, yeah, don't kid yourself. Alright, yeah, that is probably one of my great delights about it, is that it is... yeah, one of... The chap who taught me backgammon categorized backgammon as an incredibly infuriating game because it's simple to learn and incredibly difficult to become competent at. Because of the depth of the complexity, right? The amount of creativity required. The rules are deceptively simple. And Factorio, to me, falls into that category. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, that's a good one, Wagaf. I just saw your addendum. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. All right, let's, you know what? Let's just presume I actually knew what I was doing, which is a bit of an ask, I know. Copy. And let's just grab all of this. I need to be careful here. I'm going to get run over. All right. Yeah, like that. So let's grab this first. All right. Okay, so now we're just going to build this up here. Right? It's the best way of doing this. Like that. And we'll just do this, right? Not perfectly efficient, but it doesn't really need to be perfectly efficient. It needs to work. All right. What are we waiting on here? Okay, we're not waiting on anything. Alright, so why aren't you off for a drive to go get us some... Ah, I see what the problem is. Okay. And for now, I'm actually going to disable this. I'm not actually sure what it was I thought I was doing there. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. There, right? Ah, I missed two pieces is the problem. Oh, no, they're here. They're just not... Okay, didn't plug them in for some reason. Alright, what do we got? Well, that's actually easy to fix. We just go over here and glom this whole piece again. And include the wires this time. This. And that way the... Oh, didn't keep the wires. Okay. Alright, so now I have to try and reverse engineer how clever I am. Okay, so what the hell am I doing here? So, okay, those two are wired to this. Okay, all of these things are wired to that, is the catch. Okay. And there we go. All right. So what this does is, because I don't want to be piling plate iron up here that I don't need, what I'm doing is actively turning the depot off if I don't have enough steel. As soon as I have enough steel, I can stop running around grabbing more plate iron, and then I can start exporting steel. That's what this logic does. Okay. Okay. That'll run for a while. But first, brick. Whoops. There we go. All right. Looking suitably industrial this way. All right, let's go back to... Oh. This is just going to take time to run and fix itself, because all of these things that are missing are just literally missing due to a lack of steel to feed production. So we're just going to let that hum and get back to our programming. All right. Book expect... Okay, didn't like... Oh, yes, of course. The 166 in implementations. Right. And I did the same thing down here. Right. And I don't need the return type here, obviously. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, do. Right. Oh, that is the function definition. That one I do need. Okay, let's not get carried away here. All right. Now what? Line 158 is just a bad copy. Again. Oh, 158. And same problem here. Okay. TDD312 is now broken because of changes. Oh. What did I do? Yeah, that shouldn't be there. That's, okay, I over-implemented there. That should be part of TDD. Right. We implement our app. There we go, right. And then we turn our book on. Okay. Okay, so okay, that's fine. That was sort of not surprised. Okay, where was that error at? Line 142. Oh, okay, so I gotta make it, okay, so let's go in implementations I need to fix. Okay, Add yes. The question here is, do I need any of that? Don't. I will. Okay. Down here, right? To read the content in, I need the directory entry. Oh, no, I've done this already. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, I don't need the directory entry. And I don't need app. I don't think. No, I don't need those. Don't need them. That's all been handled externally. Oh, okay, I don't need app. That's already been handled. That content gets loaded as part of the directory walk. So I walk the directory once, I read the files at the same time, oops, and then once I'm done, I don't have to touch disk again. I can do everything out of memory. Okay. 156. What? Okay, hang on. What am I doing? No, this is the process by which I walk the directory. I do need that. Okay. I'm confusing myself with how far I've got my own in the build. But that's good to know. What, in terms of it catching me, you know. Okay. So, I do need my app there. Right? And that's fine, we'll just do that. And this is just going to be app. App, book, yeah, blah, blah. Okay. And here I'm just, yeah, gonna change that to, no, app. Yeah, we'll just change that to app. Because yes, this is the process by which I'm walking the directory and loading content. That's how I know, okay, that's literally what I'm trying to achieve. Okay. So what are you talking about here? It probably needs to be a Boro, I take it. Yeah, I had this problem with book. So what did I do to fix that? I think it was part was the problem. Right. Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's what I did with the other one, and it solved the problem. Okay, so and this is app. Straight for app. Right. No, okay. That's weird. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's just a rearrangement problem. 152. Add content as an incompatible type for trait. App. Right. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. 161. Let's pick off the small stuff. Ah, okay. Well, that's easy enough now, isn't it? I do really, really appreciate the, how thorough the compiler is at its own self-diagnostics. In fact, it's jarring when it doesn't just tell me how to fix the problem. And usually it's because I'm doing something that I don't understand is complicated. Or complicated for Rust, anyway. Okay. I'm confusing myself here, so let's just real quick clean some code up. Hmm. Weird. Why is that not okay? Oh, this probably needs to be pubbed, yes? No, that's not the problem. Okay, okay, so what's happening is it's choking. Okay, that error is related to the fact that it's choking on the definition. But I don't understand why that's wrong. Okay, that's 163. 171, same problem. Just nuances because of moving code from one in a function out of a function, in a an enclosure out of an enclosure, things like that, right? Remove the borrow. Okay. 180 doesn't need the borrow. All right. And it's suggesting putting oh, okay. Don't need the, doesn't like the parentheses. Okay, sure. That's a Rubyism versus not, right? Alright, what else needs to be? I've discovered every once in a while with Rust is that solving the, quote, irrelevant errors fixes the primary error. Or at least allows the compiler to weed through and determine what the real problem is. Okay. Or... okay, we'll use dynamic dispatch. Let's try that and see how that works. Line 38. And so it's app, dyn, app. Like that. Does that work? App is not a trait. Okay, so 142, I didn't need that. Okay. Back to Factorio for a couple of minutes. Alright, we are keeping steel here, we are keeping steel there. Alright, so that should solve some of the problems. How are we doing? Not ideal, but looks like progress is being made. Because, of course, the whole facility would have been starving for steel, right? So now it's just a matter of refilling, yeah. But, okay. Oops. How are we doing up here? Yeah, we have made progress. We're up to 90% now, so that means we are slowly moving stuff out of here. Like I say, just waiting for the facility to catch up, producing enough steel and moving enough steel by truck. By forcing the individual locations to only take what they immediately need, I'm getting better distribution, but it also does impose a bit of lag. Right? And yeah. So just, okay, that's just going to be a little while of catching up. Yeah, there's a lot of rail that needs to be made, stuff like that. All of this is steel hungry. But, yeah, like this one here is full, but the other ones are empty, so. Yep, and both of these are now reloading. Okay. Alright, so that's that problem, quote, solved. Do I have any unused industrial space over here? No, not really. Yeah, I do. I've got 3 machines here I could build into. Okay, let's... So what do I need? So the Mark IIs. So I need to be able to make... Well, I have a source of the blue... of the advanced... yeah, here. And I am... Am I exporting any? I don't see that I am. So, okay. Alright, I could... Yeah, and this is a steel hungry. What is using those? Oh, it's this thing, isn't it? No. Not you. Ah, there's the culprit. Okay. So I need batches of 5. But I could... Alright, let's go do that. Let's deploy those and head over there. Now, where is that, actually? Okay, yeah, it's just over here. Alright. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to copy that, blank this, and I'm just going to say keep 4 of these in here at all times, like so. And there we are. So now we're going to export blue as we need them. Okay, yeah, let's not do that. That's kind of funny. It'll stop doing that in a minute here. All right. So then, because I have a bucket of roboports already in inventory, right? So let's put a requester chest in here. Right. And I would like... So what's the recipe for the Mark IIs? A roboport, some steel plates. Okay, so 5 processing units, 5 roboports. Okay. I can do that. I don't need a lot of them, right? There we go, and 5. Right? Don't lie to me, I know there's a I thought I had like a... I can't have gone through all of those already. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I was sure... Alright, I thought, like, I had several hundred of those in inventory still, but apparently I've gone through my back inventory. Alright. So, if that's the case... Alright, so I'm going to need to build 2 things. So what do we need for a regular Roboport? Advanced circuits. Now, I make those here, so that's fine. Okay, I'm still going to want to do this, and I'll tell you why. Because as I do upgrades, I want to take the ones I have already manufactured. I want to take the ones I'm upgrading out of and replace them with new ones. So yeah, keep 5 of these here. If I have 5 old ones in inventory, bring them over here for conversion. Right? And this one is going to be a Roboport Mark 1. And 2 speed, 2 power, and done. And then we are going to do that, do this. And I need to keep 5 of these in inventory at all times, so... Alright, there we are. They're expensive. My gosh, they're expensive. And then this one is going to be the Mark II. And again, same thing. Add speed, reduce power. And then we're going to here. And like so. And this is Roboport Mark II. And then we are going to put an exporter. This. Right. C1. And then a Roboport. Just keep... I don't need to have like 7 of them sitting out there. So... Production Mach 2, please. And we'll keep a pair in inventory. Ready for deployment. And there we are. Okay. All right. Now we just wait. Oh yes, I need to actually plug it in. Excuse me, sir. Did you check to see if it was plugged in first? All right. All right. All right. We'll just wait here. All right, back to our programming. All right. Okay. And so same thing with add content. I just need to update the reference for add content. Okay, yeah. 140. Yeah, okay. And then it complains that app is not a trait. Am I not? No, I'm not. Well, no, I am doing structs. And app is a struct, isn't it? Yes. What's the problem? Why are you complaining? Trait app is not accessible. Why? Well, Gaffa, if you got a minute, I'm gonna peek over my shoulder here. I am baffled by this error here. Let's try this. Whoops, wrong way. Oh no, it is. So I'm getting so yeah, I'm completely not understanding what the error message here is. So let me show you what's going on. So I have an implementation of app. It contains some things. Right. Essentially just a couple of things that are just configuration data. I have it traded, right? Here. So I have a struct. I have the trait. I have the implementations. But so I'm trying to pass that into into a function here for my book implementations, right? And it said I should probably use a dynamic for app, so I did. And now it's complaining that app isn't a structure, and I'm completely at a loss for what it's trying to explain to me. My suspicion is that making it dynamic was the wrong answer. That essentially, it was one of those things where the compiler gave me 3 options and I picked the wrong one. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna pull the dine out of it because I suspect that was a red herring. Okay. All right. Let me look here. Okay. What's it do now? All right. And then same thing with, okay, add content. I need to roll back as well. Okay, here we go. This is the actual, this is the real problem, for lack of a better way of putting it. Just one sec. G, and then P, and then Control P, and then full size. There we go. So this is the actual problem, okay? Let me know if you... So method add content has an incompatible type for the trait, and the trait is app. So what it expects is a dynamic trait lists app. What it found is a struct list app. Any clue what I'm doing wrong? Could you name the trait app or struct app to something else? Yeah, can do that. Let's call it app CFG. All right. Is there anything I'm implementing down here otherwise? No, I am not. That ought to do it. Let's see what we get now. Okay, line 18, I've got a typo because of the change. Yep. And then line 38. In traits. And I get the same error. So it's the... Oh, okay. Name them different from each other. Okay, well, it's easy now. Okay, so I'm doing that up here, right? I'm just gonna put ZZ on the end of it, right? And it doesn't like that, so it, you know, it goes boom. What did I do for the actual for the structure definition for app? I mean, that's pretty... The only thing that's different between this and anything else is the fact that I don't implement clone. I don't derive clone. Does that just magically make everything go away? No, it does not. All right. Okay, so... All right, let me know... So here we are. That's... app config. So we have app config here in my for structures. I have a trait app config, right? And then I have a public trait app implementations, which, right? And then in implementations, I have my actual implementation of app config, which is this, right? Just basically in my new, and then my app implementations for app config, which is this, and it's complaining that when I try and use this as a parameter for a function in a different... Let's go, so go back to the structure, and okay, trait and struct being named app. Sure thing, we can do that. Copy. Let's see what we got here. 82. There we go. Traits 42. Okay. All right, this is... There we go. That should be that. And then implementations line 142. And this should be just app. And then naturally it's going to dislike that in traits. And there we go. All right, so that rollback is done. Probably could have just done that using using Git, but whatever. Walking around your own application is rarely a mistake. $142. Okay, one sec. Small I, okay. I don't understand why it's claiming that the trait list app is inaccessible. That makes no sense to me. So change the struct. Sure. There we go. Cannot find type app in this scope, / source implementations, blah blah, implements app. Note that blah exists, but is inaccessible. Create traits list app. But... okay, trait, yes. Okay. Create app. All right, well, let's try that. That fixed it. That's what it is. Hang on. Okay, so that's what it was. The problem was is that the app struct was not public. But now we actually have a collision. So I'm going to have to go through and actually change it to app config because app is multiple glob imports of a name. Yeah, okay. App, 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 app. App everywhere, right? Ambiguous name. Okay, so let me go through and rename these to something less ambiguous. Okay, and then, so that's implementations line 18. And 82. And then 42 in traits. Just for consistency here. And then line 38 in traits. And that's still an ambiguous name, it suggests. All right. Okay, so I could do an explicit... Okay. So, all right. So in implementations... So we're going to do... Oh, okay. Let me think about this. Okay. Implement app, okay. Implement app config. I don't understand why it's doing that. In the same module. I don't... So here's the thing that's weirding me. Like, why isn't it doing this for everything else? This is what I don't understand. Right? Why isn't it throwing this fit for everything else that I've done this with? Rename the trait? Yes. Pretty sure I'm not using that anymore. We can just mark it out for now. Hang on. Yeah, but here's the thing is that, and this, I haven't seen any code that works that way, is the thing. Like, normally, you create the struct, you create the trait with the same name, because that's how it know... Oh, wait, no. I get it. The explicit implementation. Okay. But why... Alright, well, let's do that. WG. So now I have that. I'm thinking to Ruby is my problem. Okay. So then I would come over here. Okay, one moment. So that is that. Okay. And then 19. So we're going to make that implement. Well, I don't... Well, maybe I don't need to. Let me go look. Wow. No method part exists. Right? That's it. What? Implementations 161. It, all right. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So now... All right. App config implementations. That's book implementations. Okay. Book implementations for book. There we are. That is set public. Maybe it needs to be above it. Can't imagine that compiler order makes a difference, but sure. No method named part exists. Oh, for gosh sakes. Must have a self parameter. Should it be lowercase self? Is that what it's complaining about? No, that's not the problem. Okay. If what the hell? Okay, so I'm calling the function wrong is the problem I have. Oh. Down here. Okay, 296 in TDD. Let's fix that while I'm at it. Uh, 306. No method exists. This is an associated function, not a method. Okay, but... what did I do? Oh, that. I just defined it wrong. Wrong syntax. 142 exists. $143. And this should be self. Right? All right. I can see that I'm going to have a new problem here in a moment, but I'll burn that bridge when I get to it. Right. I shouldn't be returning anything. $165. $165. Don't need that. $169. Okay. Need to put Bork. Is it that I just return nothing? I don't return... Oh. Alright, well maybe... Do I just do... this? Add content is 146. Click add content. TDD. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. $314. Okay, if I implemented clone, the problem would go away. Aha! What a clever reason to implement clone. Thank you, Wagafa. I think your suggestions clarified my understanding of how things worked and put me on the right track. All right. Go check on our factory. Well, I see lots of steel moving around. And our missing things list has gone down substantially. Excellent. I'm just checking to see if I'm manufacturing a particular component or not, and it looks like I'm not. So I guess we're going to. So what is it we're missing here? It's the writer, I believe. Reader. Okay. Well, those are easy to build. All right. There we go. So we're going to keep a few of those in inventory. And then we'll come over here. And keep 4 of those out here as well. And just like that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't, because I'm so used to thinking in terms of Ruby, I didn't grasp the idea that the struct and the trait were allowed to be named different things. And that the actual glue was the IMPL statement. Like, that just wasn't sinking in. And so, yeah, that was incredibly useful in terms of going, oh, I can do whatever, I can create a trait with whatever name I want and plug it in anywhere I want it. And that's actually valuable because, for example, here for part list, I'm repeating this code a lot, and it's essentially doing the same thing over and over and over again. I can probably genericize it a lot now that I get that. I'm so used to implicit relationships from languages like Ruby, where if 2 things are named the same, then there's an implicit relationship between them within the framework, right? Okay, so there we are. We're ahead 1 step already. Okay. Next thing I need to do is build laser cannon, which is going to require a whole new factory block. Let me look at my map. Where would a good place to put a factory block be? I don't have enough room to go north. I want to leave this space here open for rail management, right? That's essentially the rail, and this is the rail yard, I guess is the best way of putting it. And And so I can go down, but I'm still exploiting these resources. Or I can go over another square. Well, my neighbors aren't close enough that it matters. So I think we're going to go over another square here. So the first thing we're going to do is this. We weast the wabbits. I mean, the armada. Alright. Now, meanwhile, I want to upgrade that. And that. This is a shipping lane, if you will. So we're going to upgrade that shipping lane. And I'm going to have to do this build in 2 passes, because I need to fix a mistake in the design, and then save that to the blueprint, and then tear it down and move it to where it's supposed to be. Although, technically, I could just put a little bit of gap there and build a bridge. I may do that for simplicity. So we're actually going to upgrade you as well. So what are we waiting on? Okay, what are we waiting on here? That is Mark IIs. This is the Mark Is. Yeah, this is Mark IIs. We need 45, and here we need 5. Okay, so it's just, this is a long process. And 45 steel, and we were starved for steel. We're up to 62 steel, so that's not the problem. Gears. We have no gears. We have 46 in inventory. Why aren't they being shipped? Are we at a plate? Okay, we're at a plate. Yep, we're at a plate. Okay, that's our problem. Alright, so that's... I will probably need... what's going on at our plate factory? Shoveling as fast as it can and can't keep up. Got it. Okay. Alright, that's just a time issue. Alright. Oh! Is that a... No, okay. No, I'm not. No. Okay, I'm just gonna say. So we're just, okay, we're just waiting on we're just waiting on plate to be available. Okay. But that's okay, because that's just a... So we'll... That's a chicken and the egg problem. I need to be able to install some more furnaces over here. And I can't do that without available plate. Well, maybe. Out of curiosity. So if I grab... Just want to check something here, and then I'm going to go back to programming. Okay, let's just do this. I'm going to grab that. And I do this. Are you going to do that? Apparently all of that is in inventory. Okay. Well then, he said. Okay, now we're sort of out of territory, but that's okay. That's an alright problem to have. There. Go ahead and do that. Get that built, and then I'll worry about this blob over here. Which honestly should be pretty easy. What we can do with this. Okay. I'll wait for that to get built in. Actually, yeah, we'll just stare at this here, like so, and back to doing some coding. Okay, what are we trying to fix now? Okay. Let mute my app. Because move occurs because my app has structs, which does not implement copy. Okay, I can implement copy. So it's the struct copy. Okay. Cannot be implemented. Fine. I hate you too. Alright. Okay. To borrow. Yep, okay. So traits 38. Just borrow app config. And then in TDD 314, well, cool. We're actually making some progress here. Implementation's 147. They're never used. Why? Oh. Okay, which is something hadn't been saved. Okay. Oh, no. Art index is never used. Chapter index is never used. Overwritten before being read. Oops. Well... I mean... Or I could do this, I suppose. Right? Attempt to subtract with an overflow, 148. Yeah, of course, because length would be 0, and you're not allowed to have... Okay, that's what... Okay, so we'll put this back the way I had it. And, okay, and because this is choking... Right? Okay, so... So this needs to get updated. And that's easy. So, if... Do that. That should fix that problem. Okay, it won't do an implicit conversion. Okay, that's fine. Can I just do 2 bool? I don't suppose. No, there's no 2 bool. That's unfortunate. That would have been just too easy, right? Okay. It's greater than 0, which is really all I'm really care about, ultimately. Yeah, okay. Okay. Line 51, length is 0, index 0. Okay. Okay, well that's easy enough. Yeah, so if part list is 0, then don't bloody do anything. That should have been obvious. Oh, okay, I hosed something there, yeah. Alright, we're still broke. 60. Alright, that's not. Okay, so I have a logical issue with the, with it. Okay, so it's doing exactly what I told it to do, which is wrong. So... 159. Yeah, I can almost guarantee what's going on there. Yep. So, okay. So what I need to do is, I will actually need... I need to know how deep I am to determine if a part is... if it's a part or a chapter, right? Am I 1 step down the chain or 2 steps? Because I don't preserve that information when I do the initial directory walk. I think maybe I'm causing myself more... Alright. Alright, I'm gonna break this so that I can look at my output. Okay. No, that's correct. Get app config get path elements. Let's go take a look at that. Because I think I need to move that. All right. My logic for determining how, essentially what constitutes a part and what constitutes chapter is wrong. That's the problem. So, by definition, I should never have an empty chapter, right? So if I find 2 chapter headings in a row, except I don't do that. No, I lose all of that information because of the way I'm capturing it. So at that point, what I will have to do is tickle the disk. Well, I have to do that anyway if it's a scene, because I need to load the content. So let's go take a look. So what does scene get content do? Oh, doesn't do anything. Well, that's awkward. I'm not actually doing any disk reading here. Okay, let's solve that problem, because at the point I solved this problem, I solved my other problem. Accidentally. Okay. So, reading a file from disk. How? So what I wind up having to do is walk the directory. I'm going to use walkdir again. Right. Do I care about stripping? No, I don't. I absolutely do not care. So now I have a vector of... So... Alright. That's a function. Okay. So then I'm going to grab my path elements. Well, no, I can just do that as a... And we're going to follow links. We are going to iterate. And that's actually where I want to stop. Because what I want to do is it contains... Right? And what I want to know is essentially what I want. Let target equal that. Find me my directory entry. Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay. So I need to filter it as well. So we're going to iterate, we'll filter out the errors. Oh, right, yeah. And that would be a vec, which I then need to iterate over that. Okay, let's just do this a different way. Let's start here. Right. So then... So now I have a vec, which is what that should be, right? Based on what I did up here. Okay, I see. Yeah. And this, okay, so then, okay, I get it. I see what you're doing. So let's... Yeah, all right. Okay, I get it. I see what I was trying... Okay, I understand what it was I was doing earlier. Okay. And this is going to be target. File read. Actually, it's just, yeah, just file read. And then we need a closure here that we can do voodoo in. And then, yeah, okay. So then we have it, and this is just really straightforward. If entry contains your entry, do a thing. And that thing will be to file to read equals entry. Now it's going to puke because that's... But that's all right. Ah, okay, that needs to be up here. And can you... Okay, I need to go read up on walk dir. But first, I need a little break. So let's... Okay, we'll support into iter. Yeah. Entry path. Oops. Okay, so it's going to produce a result. So okay, wait a second. Let's back up here. So I could test against file name. Okay. Okay, so. All right, so, okay, so file type is what I want to test against. Okay. Is not equal to directory. I'm just going to say D. And then we're going to and. Public file type, yes. Okay, I think I see what I'm doing wrong. I don't have to call it, I just on the entry. Right, like that. And then what are the different file types? Oh, wrong button. Oh. So I could, if I wanted to, and filed, okay, so file type dot is file, I'll get a Boolean. All right, so now I've got a valid file name, I guess. And then I need to find out how to read a file, which I know is in the cookbook. This ought to do it. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just do the read statement and go from there. And it's actually... dot path. I should be able to do dot path. Huh? Okay, that's probably lifetime issues. Let's sort this out. Okay, I think I can see. Okay, so we're gonna let dir, dir, dir contents equal to this. Then we're going to use this, and we're just going to say dot first, right? And then we're gonna tumble through that. Right. Method not, okay. Because that should be a vec, right? Cannot can't index the value. How do you... Okay, we can into iter. It's just kind of silly, but... Awkward decisions. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to finish up a little bit of this, and then I got to need to get on with real life. So, let's take a look over here. Alright, we're armed and operational. I'm going to tootle through here. And we'll grab a train. Yeah. You just do me a favor and go straight to the base. Excellent. And then go straight to Ironclad, please. Not interested in waiting. Yay for train rides. Let's hop out. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Alright, so first off is red wire will go there. Okay. Green wire will go there. And there we go. Some more machinery running here. Ah, we are also low on just ore. Oh, wow. Okay. No mineable. No mineable. Wow, okay, the vacuuming was serious, apparently. Well, let's, zap you out of here. And then let's... Seems to me somewhere in here I've got a 4-drill rig, yep. That there. Okay. What's up, my drones? Why are you not here doing things? There. Yeah, being out of ore is not helping, that's for sure. Let's do this instead. Oh, weird. Oh, okay, I'm waiting for my drones to get back. We're off, apparently fixing something. What's up, my drones? Why are you not here doing things? I mean, fine. There. I got 2 more drills. Okay. Weird. There. Get some power going. And move some more ore. That's certainly not helping if this whole thing was starving because of production rate. Alright. Come on up, everything. Change them up, huh? Oh, there we go. We're ready for kitty cats. Oh, take a seat. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna need some more. Alright, so I need some more drills. The easiest thing to do is just stand in range over here and have some delivered. Oh, weird. There we go. That's better. All right. That looks like an improvement. Okay, let's think about this while I'm here. So I don't need a lot more. Probably another 4 set will do it. Drop that there. And then we're going to drop this here. And then that. So once those drills come online, they'll just merge their output straight into the to the stack there. There we go. There we go. Those will take a few minutes. That'll take a little while to get deployed, but it'll improve speed, literally. Okay. And we'll head back up. Have we got our 1,000? Yeah, we do. Awesome. And away we go. Okay, and we're home. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to turn this off because I want those resources to actually be heading to where they're needed. I'm actually going to ditch those so that they get immediately tasked off for construction. Hopefully that improves things. Gulp, gulp. All right. Yep. And that's just going to take time to get caught up. All right. Cool. And are we actually getting ahead? Yeah, we are. Okay. So as more of these get filled in down here, then speed will pick up, and yeah. All right. And back at the application, there we are. So I do need to... So the next thing I gotta do is figure out how to initialize that stupid variable, but whatever. I suspect the actual complaint is a lifetime complaint, but I'm gonna init it for... See if I can resolve the initialization problem first. And then go from there. So, pane full screen. There we go. All in all, though, I'm pretty happy. That's a fair amount of distance covered. Better structure of the application. Better readability. Just a bunch of things are just better. So, there we go. So, like I say, it's just going to be a matter of getting this working the way it should have. I should have to-do that. I'm glad I caught that. But that's okay. It'll do the thing as soon as I figure out that detail. And, yeah, I'm not even sure that's going to be that difficult. And now that I've solved this problem, I can solve the inverse problem, which is what if it's not a file, right? Because now I can ask, "Hey Tubes, how you do?" Oh, I'm doing all right. Work has been, you know, the new job has been a bit of a fire hose thing. I haven't been back to DU since for a while. I'm trying to decide what I think. I don't want to just sort of get back into it for the sheer, just to be back into it. I'm trying to decide if I actually miss it. I miss the people more. So, yeah. One sec. Roommate reminding me that we have somewhere to go here, so I need to wrap up. So, but yeah, if I can, should pick up my DU. Yeah, you figure? It's worth it? Okay. Alrighty. I will... Well, I'll tell you what. The end of the month, it's my birthday. So I'll take a look. That'll be my birthday thing. We'll be hanging out in DU and just spending the day. It'll be a year. Friday's Hadron. Friday's here, Hadron is. Okay, that's cool. I should probably look at my DU, if only for the value of saying, did they actually give us anything other than nostalgia, right? So, it's probably worth me doing it, looking at it from that perspective alone. But, we will see. Alrighty, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary finery, everybody else, that's it for me. I need to get a move on. There's stuff that needs doing. I got folks waiting on me here. So I'm going to wrap up and be on my way. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you're hanging out later on the VOD, thank you as well. Let me know what you think of the new format, this sort of toggling back and forth between application building and running Factorio, or some kind of, you know, semi-idle game in the background where there's an awful lot of stare and wait. Because that's one of the things I do find about Factorio, is that there's sometimes that, you know, just trying to keep the content interesting, it can be difficult because there's long periods of, okay, we got like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to wait for this next technology to unlock, right? So let me know what you think. Let's get that saved. There we go. And we'll quit out of that and out of here. And that's it, as I say. Thank you so much for hanging out. Take care of yourselves, whatever games you're playing, whatever software you're writing, whatever friends you're hanging out with. Take care of yourselves, take care of those around you. For those of you who've a public service announcement. For those of you who've not heard, there is a brand new variant of COVID on the loose in the United States. It is to epidemic proportions. Rate of infection is incredibly high with the new variant. Get your masks back on and get yourself vaccinated. This version also apparently comes with a really nasty gastro component. So not only are you coughing and hacking, you're chucking as well. So if you'd like to avoid that, if you cannot afford to be sick for 2 to 3 weeks, because one of the guys at work has it, and that's how long he's been out so far, you definitely want to get your masks back on and get your vaccinations up to date. All right. So PSA. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. Try not to kill anybody by accident. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.